Get to the tape. Let's dive into the tape.
Mike Rupp with a Yager-like salute.
Roll the tape.
Rupp with a shot. He's gone.
2 goals for Mike Rupp.
Look at him go. Tape to tape. Let's diggity dive right into the tape. All right, we told you guys we're going to talk some more about the Winnipeg Jets. That game last night, man, they took care of business against the Detroit Red Wings. And I know a lot of people thought, hey, Patty Kane's there, Dylan Larkin's back. I know David Perron's still out, but, you know, is this team for real? Are they going to start figuring this out? I will never question their offense. I'm not concerned about their offense. I don't care what they do offensively because it's good. It's good. They're one of the top offensive teams in the league, right?
They're still the top, yeah. One of the top 2, top 3. But
yes, it's the details in other areas. They just got to be better. And here's the one thing I want to get to before we get on it. You have to, when you're a team that's struggling, they're struggling right now defensively, be selfish. And selfish has got this connotation of being a negative thing. Defensively, you have to be selfish. And what that means, worry about your own business, man.
Yeah, do your job.
You know what I mean? Do your job. And I have to trust that you're going to do your job.
Yeah.
And right now, the intentions are right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to help you out. You're my boy. I want to help you out. But that's not going to help the situation. Right now, they're running around like a bunch of chickens with their head cut off.
Well, and there's a few things that can help with that. Is obviously, this trust is huge. You got to trust with the guy next to you. And being selfish, I love that. But communication also on the ice. If you don't know where you're going, I always used to tell my D partner or guys that the forwards, just yell. Just yell, yeah, I'm here. I got you. Because at least I know where you are in space. And then I can readjust. If you hear nothing and then there's indecision, and you can see that right now in the Red Wings, it's always like a
They're in between.
Step. It's in between everything. They're on a tape delay.
You got to have that tape
They're on a tape delay. There you go.
Here, we'll get you over to the telestrator.
Yeah,
here's what I got, though. Like, you got to have conviction. Even if it's the wrong read, just do it with some conviction, because at least if I'm doing the wrong thing and I'm doing it and it's very obvious what I'm doing, now you can read off me. And we'll get to the clip here. 100%. And this is a play that happens. This is no goal on this play. But what ends up happening here, when you're tracking back as a forward group, all right, we're going to end up getting a pause. So can you show me Larkin? Larkin and Fabry. So when you're tracking back, you're supposed to track back through the middle, and you got to work. You got to work, because what you want to do here is, you want to track back through the middle. So when they gain zone, any cut across or stop up, that's your forwards guy. I mean, clear that and roll it forward. And what ends up happening, that does not happen. And then we got this other pause there. So look, nobody came across and decided, I'm going to force the puck here.
You're saying right now, Fabry should be holding this ice right here.
Great chaos,
should be holding that ice right here.
Make him make a play.
Because now now what happens is you have Wallman back here who's indecisive. Now he fades back, and you give all this open space for Scheifele to make a play.
Yeah, so what ends up happening here is you had one breakdown. And now you're going to have guys trying to do everybody else's job. And so we're going to end up bringing this forward, and you're going to have some duplicate coverage here. Roll it. You got two guys here. So what ends up happening is, all right, you had Fabry left wing. All right, he could have stepped up or stepped across, but it's like no one's accounted for. And now you've got Lucas Raymond coming over here doing somebody else's job, covering someone who's not his guy.
Yeah,
and his guy's off the screen that we
100%.
Don't see.
Like Lucas Raymond is coming here to cover for Fabry, but he should be holding his ice right over here. He should be holding all here. That's his ice right there.
So, and we're going to roll this forward. So he comes over, trying to help out, just trying to do the right thing. Now we get to stop there. That's Lucas Raymond's guy. So we had a mishap. I'm covering for you. Now my guy's open. Now you're covering for me. Now your guy's open. Like, it's just this never-ending thing, right? So now you get a shot on that. And here's the thing here. Can you circle those 2D, please?
Oh, yeah.
You can't skate 2D behind the net. You got 2D going for a skate. Let's care about our defense here. Someone stop in front. Both someone. Because what ends up happening, that guy's free because everyone's trying to do everyone else's job. And now watch what you end up getting here. Winnipeg Jets players, two guys going behind the net. Look at that. That's a terrible look. You got two Winnipeg Jets guys right there in front of your goaltender, Reimer.
You'll see a great look here. Stop it right here if you can. Look at it. This is all open ice. That can't be. And look at where your D is. Look at where your Moritz Seider. You're sitting right back behind the net. That is a terrible look next day when you go into the video room and they go, what were you thinking there?
You went for a skate. The details. Just do your job. Your job is to stay net front here. And again, to go back and not to bury on these guys, but it's just about doing what your job is. And this is, are we switching up here?
Yeah, well, you'll see the pause right here because now I'm coming in here. Now we got the pause. Beautiful tag team.
Good
here we go. Now this is what happens is these little mistakes end up leading to scoring chances against goals. Right now you're sitting here, you have your two forwards in the middle of the ice right now covering one D-man, and the important ice is the flank guy. So now you got two guys. Looks like there's a little bit of communication, but it's too late. They're both in between. So what happens, a good player like Josh Morrissey is going to fake this shot and make a nice pass to the flank, to Perfetti, to Cole Perfetti. So roll it forward. Now you're going to stop here. Now look, you have four Detroit Red Wings guys in the middle. Two of them are taking nobody, and now you've created a small 2-on-1 at the net where it's Perfetti and Velarde against Moritz Seider.
Those two right there.
Yes, right there.
I know it doesn't look like a standard 2-on-1, but that's a 2-on-1. Like,
that's
you've
a
got
2-on-1,
some decisions to make
and it's a
here.
bang-bang play. So if you can highlight Seider. Right now, if I'm a D-man and I'm Seider net front, you got it in your head, it's a split-second decision. You cannot let Velarde get away from you. You have to, at all costs, you just got to give up the shot. You got to take your medicine, as they say, and you got to give up the shot. But what happens here is we'll roll it forward. Is he lets Velarde get off, he gets it, he tries to do Reimer's job. What happens? It's a backdoor tap. And you'll see it again right here. Look at all that space that Perfetti has. Look at all that space. He can shoot. But if you're Reimer, and if you want to highlight Reimer's vision here, what he's looking at, he is pushing over, and he is saying, I got the shot. So as a D-man, and for kids out there, as a D-man, you got to let your goalie do his job, which is to save the puck. You got to make sure.
He's saying, I got that shot. What I don't have is this area. I need you to take that.
I love that square, by the way.
It's a rectangle.
And now roll it forward.
Hey, squares are equal.
Yeah, whatever.
This is a rectangle.
Geometry, philometry, whatever. It's fine. Now here, Rupper, we're going to pause this here. Keep this rolling forward because we want to show somebody back home a little bit nuanced thing that Velarde does. Stop it here. So right now, let's bring us over to the net here. Right now for Moritz Seider, what happened is he gets caught in between, okay? So this puck comes here. He's stuck fronting this puck. But what happens is when there's that much space as a D-man, you got to quickly readjust. You got to get underneath this guy's stick, and you got to just hold this far side of the net and let your goalie have the shot. But what happens is he gets, and Velarde does a great play. He does a great play, as you'll see. He does a great push-off. And what happens is it pushes, because Seider in the moment doesn't initially go and make contact, so he gets stuck in between.
And Velarde, great move, because I think Velarde's sitting there
he recognizes it.
Velarde's like, go get him.
Yeah, and then what happens is, boom, so Seider comes here, and then he's upright, stuck,
and then
back to easy tap-in. Yeah, and as a forward, that's such a great move to do net front. There's a lot of the top players that do it. Corey Perry was great at it. Bobby Ryan,
you roll this forward, show him push it.
So roll the little push, and then it's a subtle push. Seider gets caught in between, tries to do two jobs at once, which you can't have. And look at Reimer. Reimer's going to save that, or at least have a chance. But there's a 0% chance that he saves a tap.
You can't get that.
No,
you can't put your goalie in that spot.
No, that was a great one. And now we're going to see. And he almost missed the net, though. So now we're going to go to the last.
Yeah, he just snuck it in the far post.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, wow, what a pass. And they're like, wow, that was easy. Anyway, now the last, to put it all together about doing your job and trusting your teammates, is we're going to end up stopping it right here. And we can put a blanket on these four guys, Detroit Red Wings guys, below the goal line. You have one guy defending four guys in the middle, which is Christian Fischer.
And the bad thing, Fish ends up leaving the front of the net too.
But if you're a forward in that situation, you're like, what do? You get caught in the middle. What do you think happens? The most dangerous guy on the ice gets the puck. Right now, if you can highlight Ehlers, he's on the boards right now. Highlight Ehlers. He's the least dangerous guy. He's the guy that can't score. He won't be able to score from there.
He's got four guys on him right now.
He's got four guys. He won't score. The two guys.
Hey, we just want to guarantee he's not going to score from there.
They wanted to really make it nail the point home. The most dangerous guy on the ice is highlight Scheifele for me. That's the most dangerous ice for him if they can get that puck to him somehow. And again, we go back to battle and compete level. There's no way they shouldn't get this puck. It should be out of the zone easy. But what happens? Roll it forward. The puck squirts out. And I mean, 2-on-0, that close into the net. I mean, there's not many goalies. Maybe Weeksy will save it, but there's not many goalies that are going to stop that. And it's an easy tap-in for them. And this is just a microcosm of the game as a whole. We watch that game, and it's just things they have to clean up. Look, you can take a blanket and just toss it over them, a fishnet, whatever you want to call it, and you'll catch all of them. And
hold on, here's a blanket. It's a big.
There it is. Now,
I
what was
like
that?
it.
That's a rectangle as well. Do we got
I don't
that?
know.
Yeah, there we
The
go.
angle
We're
messed
learning.
me up, but that's a cool
Well,
looking
look at that.
blanket.
And you look at all that open space. You can't have that, you know. And again, communication helps with that. And listen, I'd take 50 of those a year.
Oh, you know, and that's where it's at. So, and that's the point. And here's
Pretty good, by the way.
yes, but that's the point here is I'm not sitting here saying they don't care. I'm not saying that they're being lazy.
Great players.
It's just they're great players.
Yes.
Just be connected. Talk, communicate, have your staples. A staple we used to always have in New Jersey, and I know that New Jersey is a tough one to compare to because we didn't score many goals.
You had that
but
defensive
we had
structure.
one defenseman never allowed to leave the net.
Yep.
So if there's a defenseman in the corner and it goes corner to corner, do you know what we used to have to do? Center would chase corner to corner. That D would literally, from the corner, would have to basically skate across, almost like what we just did there.
Yeah.
Tag you.
team.
Now you can go.
You
but what ends up happening there is you always have a net front D. The most
Always.
important part of the ice is always protecting. If you have to go back and make it that elementary, you're going to do it.
You
You need to do it.
You just break it down to for them to nuts and bolts. It's just literally 5 guys on a dice and keep it tight. So
yeah. So we need to
amazing.
see better, Detroit. You guys, you got a good shot here. Let's pick it up. Let's go.
Always.
I want to see it. Let's go.